Arriving in Manshire meant one thing: more work and better rewards. The first contract seemed simple until the bandits proved otherwise. Traps, war dogs, and men better prepared. For the first time, Jorgrim had to adapt. If a tool worked for his enemies, it could work for him as well. The leader fell. The reward was claimed, and the camp continued to grow. New tools, new supplies, new ways to stay away from the city. Now the next contract awaits at Raven Hill, where the dead refuse to stay buried. He did not need to be told what waited inside Raven Hill. He had been here before, in places like this. Same damp air, same old stone, same pressure in the ground. Jorgrim stepped inside without hesitation. He knew what this was. The dead did not change. They did not adapt. They did not hesitate. Men did. The dead were still the dead, just like before. They moved the same way, they broke the same way, they fell the same way. Some were stronger, some resisted longer. It did not matter. Steel still worked. Axes still worked. That was enough. The only thing that did not fit was the shape in the light. Not alive, not dead, just there for a moment. Jorgrim did not stop to study it. He never did. He kept moving. The contract had been simple. Destroy all soul wells. No explanation beyond that, just a job. Jorgrim did not ask what a soul well was supposed to be. It did not matter. A job was a job. The first one looked like stone and water held together by light that did not belong in this place. Then something moved inside it. A shape formed in the glow. Human-shaped, not flesh, not quite smoke. It came out of the source like it was being pulled, not released. Jorgrim did not step back. He never did. The axe came down. The shape broke apart. The well had to be destroyed. The axe came down again. For a moment, silence returned. 2 more remained. The second soul well fell the same way as the first. Nothing changed in how it broke. Nothing changed in how it reacted. But Jorgrim did not hesitate anymore. He already understood what it was. Not what it meant, just what it required. The axe came down, the light scattered. No pause followed this time, only movement. The third was still ahead. The contract was finished. The soul wells were gone. But there was still extra pay to be earned. The graveyard's leader remained. Proof would have to be brought back to Manshire. Jorgrim had come this far. He saw no reason to leave the job half done. He rolled each axe in his hands, feeling the familiar weight settle into his grip. Then he pushed himself forward, back to work. The graveyard's leader fell. His followers fell with him. Jorgrim had done what he always did when numbers threatened to become a problem. He found a narrow place and made them come to him. No room to surround him, no room to run. Only steel, only axes. The job was done. The contract was complete. The proof would be enough for Manshire. But before leaving, there was still work worth doing. One thing Jorgrim had learned back in Osbrook was that the dead rarely carried much. Their crypts did. Old coins, jewelry, precious stones buried alongside people who no longer had any use for them. Back in the north, raiders took what they could carry. Down here, the habit remained much the same. A few undead still wandered the halls. That changed nothing. The crypt would be cleared, then it would be looted. The crypt was stripped clean, a job well done. And for the first time since arriving in Manshire, the journey back felt shorter. Not because the roads had changed, because Jorgrim had. A place to store supplies, a fire waiting for him at camp, food when he needed it, a bed when exhaustion finally caught up, and a blacksmith willing to keep steel ready for the next contract. Small things, useful things, the kind of things that turn survival into routine. Darrow would be there when he returned, as silent as ever, waiting beside the forge. The camp had changed many things. A place to store supplies, a place to rest, a place to prepare for the next journey. It meant fewer nights in crowded inns and fewer reasons to stay in Manshire longer than necessary. Still, some things always pulled him back. Contracts had to be claimed, loot had to be sold, supplies had to be replenished, ingredients had to be bought and carried back to storage. Then the road opened again. Return, prepare, leave. Jorgrim did not think much about the pattern. There was always something waiting on the board. The next one had already been posted. Bloodsuckers. The map marked the place clearly. Chapel of the Guiding Star. Jorgrim folded the contract. Another job. Inside, the first bloodsuckers had already fallen. They were different from the dead in Raven Hill, not in how they resisted, in how they fought back. They did not simply take damage, they returned it. Every strike came with something taken in return. Blood was not just spilled, it was pulled. Jorgrim noticed it without needing to name it. Cuts that should have weakened them did not stay that way for long. Strength returning in the middle of a fight, borrowed from the enemy. He did not understand the mechanism, only the result. Do not let the fight drag. Do not give them openings. End it before the exchange matters. The dead had taught him not to stop moving. These ones taught him something else. Movement alone was not enough. Damage had to mean progress. A rhythm formed inside the clash. Strike, break, take ground, do not let them take it back. Not thought, adjustment. The Chapel of the Guiding Star waited deeper in. Jorgrim moved forward. The task for the day was simple. Burn the piles of bodies inside the chapel. Jorgrim did not question it. He did not need to. He did not know if they were victims, or vessels, or part of something else entirely. It made no difference to him. He had been sent to do a job. Oil, fire, clean the place, and burn everything that remained. Two piles had already been burned. One remained. Each one had been guarded, bloodsuckers moving between the bodies as if they belonged there, watching, protecting something that meant nothing to Jorgrim, just obstacles between him and the job. The last pile was deeper inside. But in the next room, a figure stood there, watching over the bodies. This bloodsucker was different, not just in size, in presence. When Jorgrim burned the last pile, the shadow moved. Twin daggers in its hands, stained with old blood. Jorgrim did not feel pressure, no fear, no hesitation. Just another target. A harder cut, that was all. He adjusted the grip on his axes and moved forward to face it. The boss fell. His hand was what Jorgrim kept. A final cut, proof of what had been done. The mark of the greater threat removed. Efficient, clean. The job had been completed as intended. The chapel no longer had a simple way to rise again. Only remains, only ash. The bloodsuckers would not recover easily from this. Jorgrim did not stay. There was no reason. The work inside was finished. Now came what always came after. Gather what was worth taking. Leave nothing useful behind. Return to camp, rest, repair the equipment, clean the blades, store the loot in storage, everything back in order. The routine continued as always. The reward was still the objective, but Manshire was not. Varen was at the camp. He had a different place to claim the reward, and different plans for Jorgrim. Jorgrim did not question it. A reward was a reward. Only the place had changed.